If you're in your 20s and dreaming of ways to get ahead in life and build some real wealth without waiting, this video is for you. Let's take a walk. Now, today, I'm going to dive into something that's changed everything for me. It's how I took $1,000 and turned it into some serious cash fast. And I'm not talking about buying stocks and hoping for the best. I'm talking about something you can actually do, you can control right now with your own hustle. Listen to this. You drop $1,000 into a hot stock. Sure, it might grow 10 or 20% a year if you're lucky, but you're at the mercy of economic news and stuff that's way out of your hands. But watch this. Or you use that same $1,000 seed money for garage sale arbitrage. This is not glamorous, but it is a solid, proven cash winner. And we're talking about buying undervalued items at yard sales, flea markets, or estate sales, and then flipping them online, easily 10xing your investment in few transactions. Now, look, I've done it, starting small and scaling into consistent profits. Now, in this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to source these items, how to price them right, and how to resell them for quick cash. And by the end, you're going to see a weekend of smart hunting can outperform years of passive investing. So give me a thumbs up if you're good with that. Now, step one is why garage sale arbitrage actually beats stocks for a quick win. Now, first off, let's talk about mindset here. If you're in your 20s, time's on your side, but patience, not so much. I know you want to make money quick, and stocks are great for the long term, but if you want to make money that you can actually see, feel, and touch, money that pays, or even you can parlay into your next investment, this is king. Now, you control the buys, you control the fixes and the sales. There's no waiting for stock dividends or any kind of a market rally to get this. Take a look at my own start. I began with a small amount of cash, hit some local sales, and one weekend I spotted a beat up pinball machine for $500. So I cleaned it up, I threw in $380 for parts, and I flipped it for $800 profit. Now that's real money in just a few days, not months. But listen, this isn't about pinball machines. It's just one example. Now the real game is spotting everyday undervalued items everywhere. Everything from vintage toys to electronics, and then turning them around fast on platforms like eBay or Facebook Marketplace or whatnot. Now with $1,000 in your pocket, you could actually snag 5 or 10 solid items in a weekend. You can flip them easily in a week and then reinvest the profits and then repeat. But if you do this right, you're really looking at 10x growth just after 3 or 4 cycles. Now, I have literally seen people go from $1,000 to $10,000 in just 2 months. Now, here's what I'm going to show you. It's exactly how. Step 2 is sourcing the items, and this is a step-by-step guide. Sourcing. Look, this is where the magic actually starts. Don't wander around aimlessly and go to yard sales. Be strategic on what you're looking for. Focus on hitting a lot of yard sales to maximize your chances. You want to start by targeting the right locations. You want to skip the single yard sales. You want to go for the town-wide events, the big community garage sales in neighborhoods with a higher median income. Well, why do you want to do that? Well, richer areas means better inventory. And people that are decluttering their high-end stuff, maybe they bought it on impulse and they just want to get rid of that stuff. That's where the deals are. So how do you find these yard sales and garage sales? Well, you check apps like Nextdoor, Craigslist, or even Facebook events for listings of yard sales and garage sales. Now, here's the part that you may not like, but if you aim for early mornings, I can guarantee you, you're going to beat the crowds and you're going to snag the best deals. Viewing a number of them all at a short period of time is the key. Now, the goal here is to see as many yard sales and garage sales as you can as quick as possible. So you want to plan your route out with 10 to 20 yard sales per day. And then just drive efficiently, spend 5 or 10 minutes per stop, because the more you see, the more gems you're going to find. Now, with $1,000, and if you budget $50 to $200 per item to start, you're going to leave a lot of extra room for multiple buys. But here's a pro tip. Bring cash, because ain't nobody taking credit cards at a yard sale. How about the negotiation? Now, this is really where you can maximize your margins. So never pay asking price. And negotiation is literally your superpower for bigger profits. So how do you do that? You politely ask, hey, what's your best price? Or you can bundle items. You pick out a few items. You say, hey, I'll take these 3 if you can do it for $20 total. Sellers, most of the time, they just want their stuff gone, especially late in the day when they're getting ready to close up shop. You can end up with bundles of stuff really cheap. Of course, it's not all sellable stuff. They want to get rid of it. So just watch what you're buying, but aim to buy 20 to 50% below their asking. And that's how you turn a $10 buy into a $50 sale. Now remember, your goal is quick flips, so only buy what you can resell fast. Which brings us to eBay. I can't believe that they're selling $300 tennis shoes. Step number 3 is research and pricing. So you want to use apps like eBay or AI to win. Now, before you buy anything, pull out your phone because technology makes this foolproof. So you open your eBay app and you search for the item and you filter through sold items, right? This shows the actual real market value of what people actually paid recently, not just the listings. Now, for example, you spot a vintage toy and then you go and you search vintage fill in the blank toy and you'll see the averages, what they sold for. Now, if it's selling for $50 or $100 and you can grab it for $5 to $10, boom, that's profit. And you do this in seconds from your phone at the yard sale. Now, apps like Facebook Marketplace and whatnot have similar tools, and you can check what's actually selling locally in the comparables. But just remember, price your flips competitively when you go to sell them. Look, list at 80 or 90% of the average sold price for those fast sales. Add clear photos. Make sure your descriptions are fully detailed, and then offer shipping. The goal here is to aim for 2 to 5% markup on each item, and it's easy to do if you're picking the right items. And we'll get to that in a minute. Now, step number 4 is niche down and know what to flip. Now, you want to build your personal expertise and your speed, and then niche down. You want to pick 2 or 3 categories that you really like, you understand, and you know what it is. Maybe collectibles, if you're into the history, or electronics, if you're tech savvy. Now, this is what lets you spot values fast, and it helps you to avoid the duds too. Now, I want to help you get started with this. You okay with that? Okay. Now, I'm going to give you a long list of commonly flipped items, but you're going to have to watch this entire list all the way through. You promise to do that? Because there's more at the end. Okay. Now, here's the proven winners. These are easy to find at yard sales. Most of the time, they're undervalued. They're easy to negotiate down, and they usually sell fast online for solid profits. Now, I pulled this from years of personal experience and also what many resellers actually swear by. Now, watch this entire list, and whatever you do, condition is everything. Just remember, clean, working items, they move the quickest. And with $1,000, you can end up with $2,000 or $3,000 in cash in a week. This stuff sells because nostalgic, functional, and collectible is what goes the fastest. Now, here's an example. A $5 vintage t-shirt can flip for 40 bucks, or a $20 Lego set for 100 bucks. You see? But before you go out there, research sold prices and you'll see margins of 300 to 500% regularly. Now, here's step 5, reselling for quick cash and then scaling this thing up. Once you're sourced, clean them up, dust them off, test the electronics, fix any major fixes. That's going to boost your value as well. And then list on eBay for the global reach, for bigger reach. List on Facebook Marketplace for local, quicker sales, or Whatnot for live auctions. Now, Whatnot is great for collectibles if you have collectibles. But guys, again, aim for speed. This is the goal. You want to price it to sell in 3 to 5 days. And you're going to reinvest those profits and turn that first $1,000 flip into 2,000, then 4,000, and so on, you see? Much better than the stock market. Look, with a few transactions, you can actually 10x your investment. Now, don't forget one thing. Track everything. Use a simple app. I like to use a notebook. Put your costs, your sale prices, and your profits. It's always good to look back at that. It makes you feel good, I can tell you that. Now, there are some challenges and there are some problems. For instance, some people want you to ship. Just use United States Postal Service for the cheapest rates. Just remember that. And pack it well so nothing breaks on its way, okay? Look, if I was in my 20s with $1,000, I'd skip the stock market gamble and hit the sales. Later on, I'd invest that money. But I'm going to tell you something. Garage sale arbitrage gives you the control and the quick wins with real skills to get ahead in life. Now, if you try this weekend, just grab your phone, go to your neighborhoods, and start flipping. Look, you got nothing to lose and everything to gain here. So if this helped, smash that subscribe button for more money-making tips. This is real everyday wealth, and we're here to make you money. Thanks for watching. Go make that cash.